Green Daniel is Dead Daniel here to bring you the latest fantasy news. And before we jump into the actual fantasy news, I need to bring you a quick update about the Daniel Green channel. I should probably stop talking in third person for this upcoming bit because they'll watch, probably in professionalism in some capacity, is indeed important. I have signed on to do a reread of the first book in the Lightbringer series, The Black Prism, with Orbit Books, as well as several other content creators. So if you would like to follow along with me in rereading the first book in the Lightbringer series, follow me on Twitter. I will be tweeting out constantly about the book over the next few weeks, kind of going through where I am, how I'm feeling about it, and it'll accumulate with me doing a why you should read the Lightbringer at the end of the month. So that should be a lot of fun, and I really look forward to doing this. Thank you, Orbit Books, for bringing me on. I cannot wait for the final book in the Lightbringer series to be released later this year in October. So go ahead, follow me in the link down in the description below. My Twitter is always down there, as well as every story I'm going to talk about today here in Fantasy News. And if you have read the series before or have not, go ahead and check it out. It'll be fun talking about it with you all. Starting today. Starting now. Let's go. Back to being in character, because, you know, Fantasy News is turning into a giant caricature of itself. We're starting off this episode of Fantasy News with some shade being thrown. The author of the Witcher series, a very well-known Polish fantasy series, threw some shade at the Game of Thrones series and how its general accepted deterioration quality happened towards the end there. Basically, he said, it's my job as a consultant for the upcoming live-action Witcher adaptation to make sure nothing like Ed Sheeran singing in the show happens. And burn! 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 Good burn. Good burn. Maybe don't throw stones when you live in a glass house. Mr. sued the people who made his series what it is, you know? My big takeaway from this is that was a good burn. Well done. You made fun of a show. Let's see how yours does. I don't mean that in a threatening way. I'm just really curious. I think this comment will age depending drastically on how his series does. In I Just Changed the Lighting news, Terry Pratchett's The Amazing Maurice is going to be turned into an animated film. I'm really just happy to see that Terry Pratchett's work is being caught up in this wave of fantasy adaptations. He's one of the best fantasy authors out there. I didn't love one of the books I read by him, but I've loved the other two I've read, so I'm just excited to see who seemed to be an amazing man get the love and appreciation he deserves. And I Changed the Lighting Yet Again news. The cover has been released for the second entry in the second trilogy in the His Dark Materials universe, The Book of Dust Volume 2. My biggest takeaway from this is there's a second trilogy? I legitimately did not know this. I am sorry, Philip Pullman. I like your works, and I will make it my solemn duty to go ahead and read the first entry in this second trilogy, because I did like your books quite a bit, you know, more than most, I think. I really did like His Dark Materials, and most really liked them. You know, it's got a sentimental place for my childhood here. And in more adaptation news, not only have they invested enough in the Dune movie to go ahead and sign off on a sequel, but they are so excited over there at Warner Brothers that they've gone ahead and planned a sister spin-off series called Dune: The Sisterhood. Apparently, it will focus largely on Bene Gesserit. I need to do a whole video about how dyslexia and fantasy names do not mix. And let's just get this out of the way, we're gonna do the quickie news real quick. Let's go ahead and jump on into it. Love, Death, and Robots is getting a second season over at Netflix. Swamp Thing has been canceled with the DC Universe because, duh. The first 5 pages of Blade Runner 2019, #1, Like Tears in the Rain, has been released. Links, as always, for all these stories in the description down below. And hold up, we gotta stop. We gotta talk about this. Meme fantasy news. One of the writers of Avengers Endgame has chimed in on the Ant-Man Thanos butt meme. Okay. Christopher Marcus has officially said that basically Thanos' butt is too strong and Ant-Man would have been, I assume, crushed to death and liquefied if he tried the meme. So there's your canonical answer, you weird people, you who started this. Wow. 2019, everybody. In news, the Joker movie will have a hard R rating. Well, with Joaquin Phoenix attached and the tone of the trailer, I'm not surprised by this at all. And the Uncharted movie has a 2020 release date with Tom Holland attached to play Nathan Drake. I really like Tom Holland. I really like Uncharted. Those do not seem to mix in my mind in any way, shape, or form, but I will hold off judgment. Probably something a little more Tom Holland-y, which I probably didn't even need to say, but will be the case. And in my God, we got so much video game news because E3, let's go ahead and burn through the video game news. We had a Baldur's Gate 3 announcement trailer. We also had a first look and trailer for Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I honestly wasn't blown away by this one. I love Star Wars video games, arguably more than most of the movies, and this one had average look to it. I get we're getting an early look, so it hopefully will be a lot sharper by the time we're seeing it, but I don't know, just didn't do much for me. Hardly anything at all. There has been announced a George R.R. Martin collaboration video game with From Software called Elden Ring, so expect a lot of people to be very frustrated playing that. We got another look at Cyberpunk 2077, and oh my God, Keanu Reeves is attached.
Wake the up, samurai. We have a city to burn.
I know I'm late to talking about this. Everyone and the whole internet was talking about it for a while, but wow, very cool to see Keanu Reeves attached, and we all love that man. He's a treasure. He's a treasure, and we love him. We also got the trailer for Elden Ring, the George R.R. Martin related video game.
I doubt you could even imagine it.
A trailer for the Marvel Avengers A-Day video game, and I can honestly say this was the most disappointing trailer to me by far.
Thor, Tony, check it out. At once.
Try to keep up.
This just got a whole lot more interesting.
It looked quite bad, and after the visual spectacle that was the Spider-Man video game recently, this looked like in a very lower league on its own, and all the character models were oddly thick. I don't mean like overweight. I'm not talking 2C's thick, just like someone stretched them. Like someone just stretched. It was odd. I did not like it. And I do not think I will play this game. Maybe it'll surprise me, but I'm probably not gonna play most of these. I don't play many games anymore. And in the final bit of fantasy news, because I just decided to include it because I'm actually kind of excited for this. Oddly, I don't really know why. The new trailer for Frozen 2 dropped, and I just love the Disney Pixar universe so much. I'm a man-child, I know, but it looks all so good. Like Pixar movies, like Incredibles 2, 10 out of 10 movies. WALL-E, 10 out of 10 movie. Inside Out, tears, man, tears. And I saw Frozen. I don't remember much of it. I don't think I was sober when I watched it, weirdly. But Pixar and Disney have been on such a high ride recently. I'm sure this one will be fantastic as well, because just everything they put out is amazing. I don't get it. All Disney Pixar films now are just knocking it out of the park. This has been your latest fantasy news. Links in the description for all stories I talked about down below. If you want to do a read-along of Lightbringer, the Black Prism with me, go ahead and follow me on Twitter down below. I will be tweeting out updates, and this will all accumulate with me doing a why you should read The Black Prism, and on a larger scale, probably just Lightbringer. It'll be a why you should read Lightbringer. I misspoke, but I'm going to keep that take because I'm lazy. Thank you again, Orbit Books, for inviting me to be a part of the reread, and I look forward to seeing your all's thoughts on the news in the comments down below and about Lightbringer on Twitter. Like and subscribe if you have not already. Hit the Patreon if you want to support what I do here, and have a good one, y'all. Peace. Special shout out to my latest high tier Patreon, Wild Number One. I know it's probably should be read Wild One, and I do like that, but I also want to distinguish the fact that it is indeed Wild the Number One, which, you know, good name, upper echelon of all my Patreon's names for sure. Anyway, I hope you're having a good one. Oh, your name just went. It's gone. Have a good one. You know, like and subscribe. Yeah, I think I already said that. More news in the future, because I'm not going to stop. Should I stop talking now? I'm going to stop talking now. Peace.